Welcome. This is Charlie from Conservatives Informing Conservatives with two important updates for today. The first thing is I want to inform you that I will be removing this page in the next couple of weeks and moving to a new page called CIC News for You. I apologize, but I need to do this because I am having a lot of trouble on this page and I cannot get the support needed from Facebook to get things corrected. They do have a good staff, but Facebook is such a big hierarchy that getting to the bottom of an issue is difficult. So I'm going to start with a clean slate and a new page. I will be posting periodic updates on this page as well as my new page in parallel. The change will be easy for you. I will send the link as I usually put in all my posts, and as before, all you have to do is click on like or follow on the page and you will continue to be informed with conservative news. I hope you will all move to my new page because I do value your support. Okay, now for the big story, and that is how Congress treated the COVID-19 crisis as a Christmas gift. I spent over 20 hours going through the published bill that President Trump signed and found some interesting items that all Americans should be aware of. I was shocked, as I am sure you will be once you know the facts. All my figures are straight from the bill as published at congress.gov, the official site for all legislation. So this is not made up numbers. These are what they actually put in the bill. Okay, the official name of the bill, and this gets a little bit confusing, is H.R. 748 CARES Act. Or as you can see on this slide, the official short title of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Act, or the CARES Act, can also be used. So you might hear any three of these titles, but they all refer to the same thing. When I started researching what was actually in the bill, I thought to myself, did Bernie get elected with AOC as the vice president? Is this a nightmare? It seems like we took a big step to fund all government and massive programs, all of which are not related to the COVID-19. This is normal politics, but it should not be in any way, shape, or form. So let's continue. From my preliminary investigation, I found a potential of $338 billion that seemed to me to not be related to the crisis. That's correct, $338 billion. You can see on this page how I got my totals. Now, realize the bill was very complex, and I spent many hours extracting this information. The totals and the figures in dollars are correct. Some of the departments that I have as accountable may not be correct because this was a pretty complicated bill and trying to match all this up. But the bottom line, though, is the total of $338 billion is straight from the bill. And you can find this, research it, and do the same thing I did if you wish. Now, the bill passed for around $2 trillion, and $338 billion of it is potential dollars to fund government, other programs not related to the COVID-19. Now, I say potential because I can't check all of the facts on this yet. But do you know that's 17% of the total? While that may not seem large, just think of 17% of additional money coming out of your paycheck every week because you are paying for many subjective items put in this bill by both Republicans and Democrats. Both parties are guilty of trying to mislead the American people. This is outrageous, and I just heard Pelosi on the news the other day, or maybe it was even today, state that she's waiting for the next bill because they need more. Yeah, they're trying to build their party up under the cover of night through this crisis. And both parties are doing it, and they're both being underhanded to fund their pet projects. This is wrong, totally wrong. Let's go over a few as a highlight. The only reason I'm covering a few is because it would take me hours to explain all that I found. Okay, so you can see just a few items on this slide that I have extracted. Amazing, isn't it? Now, you need to understand that every one of these items used the coronavirus to lie about the reason for adding these programs. Almost every item I found used the following misstatement, in my opinion, to hide from us what they were doing. Ready for the standard statement? Here it is. For an additional amount for whatever the organization is, this number of dollars is to remain available until September 30, 2021 to prevent, prepare for, and respond to coronavirus. So they not only injected a lot of fluff, but they funded government organizations through September 2021. How much do you want to bet they will add more to these same programs in the next year's budget or the next round of the coronavirus crisis funding? Just look at some of these from the agricultural programs part that I found. They need $9 billion for what? It doesn't really say. They also have in here distance learning, telemedicine, and broadband. Oh yeah, child nutrition programs. That's not part of this crisis. Supplemental nutrition assistance, commodity assistance. Look at that. That's $34 billion. Now let's go to Department of Health and Human Services. Indian Health Services, $1 billion. Toxic substances and environmental public health. Look at that. This has nothing to do with this current crisis. Now look at this from the other related agencies. And I'm pretty sure this part was Pelosi's doing. They put in money for the Institute of American Indian and Alaskan Native Culture, the Smithsonian Institute, the JFK Center of Performing Arts, which was in the news, the National Foundation of Arts, there's some more, and the National Endowment for Humanities. What is this kind of BS that they're putting in this bill and saying this is a crisis and this needs to be funded? This is our money. They should not be doing this. And this is the tip of the iceberg. I have a lot more to come as I drill down and start putting out more and more of this. And I will make another video sometime in the future to try and drill down. Okay, let's go on. All right, let me end this up and sum it up here. Congress needs to be accountable, both parties. They are underhanded and working as socialists in funding all these programs that are government subsidies to get reelected. And we are all paying. Term limits for all of them. That's what I say. That will help curb the corruption and pandering to get reelected. We need to stand up and get the word out before the next bill because the Democrats are lining up programs to fund. And you can put the Republicans in the same bucket. To some things, we need to get the word out. I spent a lot of time on this for us because it is the right thing to do. It is up to all of you to get the word out. Let me end this and say I thank you very much for watching. Please be on the lookout for my new page where I will continue my efforts. Be informed and be safe. Signing off, Charlie.